Hey everyone, Awkwardly Animated here, and today I got something a little bit different for you. I put out a poll a few days ago asking if you guys would be interested in seeing me rank all the characters from Tower of God. To no surprise, the verdict was pretty obvious, so I went ahead and decided to make this video. Now, the main reason why is because in my Season 2 discussion video that I've been planning, I don't want to have to talk about every single character and mainly want to reserve that for just the story of Season 2. But I already foresaw a lot of comments and people asking, well, what did you think about this character or that character? And the best way to handle that is just make a tier list video. So in this video, I'm going to be basically ranking the characters based off of who I like the best and who I like the least. As you can already see, we're going to be doing from S tier all the way to F tier, and then there's two tiers that are already filled out. I'm going to explain them right now. So you have the meh tier, which is essentially a tier for characters that I don't really care for, don't feel like there's much that needs to be said on them, or some characters that I just recently saw at the end of Season 2 and don't quite have an opinion yet. And then we have the don't remember / Season 3 tier, and that is just essentially characters from Season 3 that I haven't encountered yet, or characters that I just don't quite remember based off the images they give here. There's some that I can definitely tell based off the art style that are from Season 2 or 1. It's just I can't quite remember who they are based off that one picture that they're giving me. So if there is a character in this tier that you do want me to talk about, you can go ahead and comment down below who they are so that way I can refresh my memory, and I'll be more than happy to discuss it in the comments. But yeah, I think that covers everything, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the list. I also want to preface this by saying that I'm not going to remember every single character's name, but I do have a list of all the character names on my side, so if there is a character that I don't quite remember and I could easily pull it up, I will do so. Okay, starting it off, we have Asensio. Now, this guy is pretty badass. I really enjoyed seeing him in the Hidden Floor arc. This dude's pretty savage. I mean, like, I love his character design, the earrings, the tattoo on his face, and just overall the way he fights. He's, I believe, the strongest spear bearer, and it was just a treasure to see this guy fight on screen. But outside of that, he wasn't like amazing to learn about. I mean, he was just kind of there to do some badass stuff, and there's no strangers to that in Tower of God. There's a lot of characters that do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the C tier. I think he's just middle of the road as far as like a character standpoint and how I like him, because there's plenty of characters that do badass stuff all the time but also get good development, and he's just middle of the road. So that's what C tier is mainly going to be for those characters that are just middle of the road, didn't really get to do much, but still cool. Moving on from him, we also have the guide that was in the Floor of Death that was helping Hwaryun and Bam and them get the thorn or the needle and, you know, take on Hell Joe and all that. She's very cool. I like her character design. Very kawaii, but at the same time, just like him, I'm going to put her at C tier. Okay, next up, we have Data Jihad. Now, I'm going to have my more detailed thoughts on this in the Season 2 discussion, but his design is so good and bad at the same time. And when I say bad, I mean bad as in like jokingly bad. Like, it's clear he's just a spoiled brat, like just a young kid that's, you know, become mad with power. And just, you can tell by his outfit, the mask he wears, the giant cape cloak thing, like the dude's kind of a clown. And I really find it funny, like how his design reflects his personality perfectly. Data Jihad was actually really cool. I'm going to put him at the B tier. It was very interesting to see where he is now, or sorry, where he was, and try to compare that to where he is now, even though we haven't seen too much of current Jihad. Okay, and then we have, I don't remember her name. She's also, I believe, from the Po-Bai family. She is one of the other people that like to sleep on the pillows, the floating pillows. I wonder what's up with that. Like, are all the people from the Po-Bai family like that? And is there a reason for that? Do they explain this? I don't quite remember if that was ever explained. But she seems interesting, especially based off where Season 2 ended. It seems like she's going to get some more development. So I'm going to put her at high C tier, because it seems like she will get development, unlike these two. They seem to be a bit done with their roles for now. And then we have Bam. Wow, early on we already have Bam. I'm going to put Bam at A tier. Now, a lot of you people might be, what? Why not S tier? Well, let me go ahead and explain. So Bam was a real growth for me. Like, I did not like Bam at first. I thought he was very generic. He seemed like the typical shonen protagonist where all he ever wanted to do was make friends and be friends with everybody, which isn't a bad thing, but that just seemed like that was all he was in season 1. Whereas in season 2, he really started to grow into his own after he takes up the name of Jovial Grace, and then you kind of see him struggle with that inner turmoil and eventually become what he feels is his true self. And that is the level of growth that I feel was the best out of most of the characters in the series. I feel like Bam certainly shines in terms of like he was different from the beginning to where he is now, whereas most characters, not all, stay the same for the most part. There's not too many changes they go through. So for character development, he's definitely like a S tier character, but in terms of how much I like him, I think he's A tier, but he has the potential to become an S tier, and I feel like in season 3 that might happen. Okay, so moving on from there, we also have I want to say this is Masheni Jihad or Khun. Jihad, because she's a princess. This chick is insane, like actually insane. I'm gonna definitely put her in B tier only because I still don't know too much about her, but I am very interested. I'm gonna put her above Data Jihad. I don't know about anyone else. She gives like really heavy Death vibes. If any of you have seen Akame ga Kill, like she screams Death, and I really liked Death in Akame ga Kill, so that alone kind of piques my interest towards her. So I'm gonna keep her at the B tier. I'm very interested in her. Then we have Hell Joe. This guy, didn't love him, but he was definitely one of the cooler antagonists, I would say. Like he's definitely not my favorite though. I'm gonna put him at high C tier as well, above these 3 characters. If it'll let me, there we go. All right, and then we have Kaiser. I really like Kaiser. I don't know what it is. Just that entire name tag arc really hit hard for me. It didn't sell me at first in the beginning. I thought it was very slow at first, and I was like, oh man, this feels like filler. Can we, move on with this? But once Kaiser got more involved and the fights got more intense, I feel like that arc was a sleeper hit for me personally. And I feel like Bam's fight with Kaiser is still, in my opinion, the best orchestrated fight I've seen so far. Like literally just reading it page by page was so engaging. Like it felt like it literally felt like it was animated. The way it was drawn, you could follow what was going on perfectly. Kaiser is definitely one of my favorite characters in the series. I would definitely love to see more of her in season 3. So yeah, definitely A tier for me personally. We have Yura. This character I actually don't like. She kind of, when she first shows up, I kind of liked her when she was like, toying with Bam, and she was like trying to get under his skin. I kind of liked that angle that she was playing, but ever since then, she's been kind of whatever for me. Like I didn't really care about her struggle and like her trying to find her mom and stuff. Like it's cool, but it just didn't hit for me. So I'm gonna put her below Hell Joe in C tier. Okay, Garam Jihad. This person's very interesting to me. At the same time, still didn't get a lot as far as like character development, but I'm gonna put her at B tier just because even above Masheni, she is definitely more interesting to me because she knows a lot of information that I want to know personally. She didn't tell Bam everything. She's definitely hiding things, so she will come up later, and I feel like she's gonna be dropping another exposition bomb because when we first see her, she drops a huge exposition bomb on us that literally explains a lot of things that we've been questioning about the series. So she's definitely important, and I'm very interested to see where she goes in the future as well. Okay, now, I'll be honest, I don't quite remember this guy's name. I know he's one of the 10 great family leaders, so he's definitely very important. He does show up to give Ban the second thorn or needle. I'm gonna put him, like, I'm not super intrigued about him. Like, he kind of showed up, did his thing, and dipped. He doesn't seem like he knows too much that would be useful right now. I'm gonna put him at low B tier because he definitely has the potential for it, but on the surface level I don't really see him as interesting at the moment. And then we have Dan. Dan is very cool. I think he's underutilized personally. I feel like he could definitely be doing more, but I do like him. I'm gonna put him at B tier, just in front of this guy. I think he's like a really solid character. I really love that he told off Rachel too in season 2. So props and respect to my man Dan. For some reason, Emily is on this character list. Emily, I don't like. I'm actually gonna put Emily in F tier. Just because I don't like the concept of Emily, or not so much the concept, but the way it's used. Like, I feel like it overstayed its welcome and just kind of became a plot device, like just something to get characters information that they normally wouldn't have been able to access. And not to say it was like bad writing or anything, but it was something that I felt was overused and just kind of came up randomly. Like, oh, Emily's telling me where such and such is. Oh, I know where this thing is. And it's like, it felt like too easy of a convenience for a lot of season 2. So I'm going to put it at F tier just because I don't really care for it. I think it shouldn't be used really going forward. I feel like it's just too good. It's like a god tool. It's so overpowered that it's like, we need to get rid of this thing like ASAP, because it's like giving characters too much power in certain situations. So that's why I put Emily at F tier. Moving on from that, we have Angel. This character was really cool. Character design. I liked what little we saw of her in season 2. But didn't really do a lot. I'm gonna have to put them at D tier. Just because, like, cool character design doesn't quite save you entirely. But, you know, for what it's worth, she did her purpose very well. And then we have Arc Raptor. Man, oh man. Arc Raptor is a real one. I really like this character. His design is really cool and unique. And he's just one of those characters that you just can't help but root for. You want to see him, you know, eventually find his daughter and all these things. I'm going to put him at B tier at the top. Like, this is just like, he's one of the first characters in season 2 where immediately after seeing him, I was like, this guy is cool. Like, I could tell, like, he's not like the tough guy he looks to be on the surface. Like, I could tell this dude's just a chill dude. I really like Arc Raptor. Yeah, B tier for him. Then we have what's it, Kasano Beniamo. Yeah, he, honestly, I don't like him. Like, I don't feel like we've gotten his side of things very much. Like, we understand why he's doing the things he's doing, but we don't understand why he's doing the things he's doing, if that makes sense. Like, you're just told why he's doing the things, but you don't quite hear it from his mouth or hear his perspective on things. Because of that, I'm going to put him at D tier as well. I just didn't really like him. He just kind of felt meh, you know, doesn't really do too much. I feel like he could have been way more compelling. Now, maybe he does do more in season 3, since he does go back and returns the power to Ilmar, so maybe he'll become more relevant, but in season 2, he was just whatever for me. Then we have Khun. Khun is an S tier, easily, hands down. He's actually probably like my second or third favorite character. Just Khun thinks like I think. Like, literally every decision he makes is literally what I would make in the situation, and I just sympathize with him so hard. And I just love his dynamic with Rachel and how they have this constant relationship of hating each other. And I just love that Rachel hates the fact that he can see right through her BS, and it just bothers her, and she just wants to get a one-up on him regardless of what it takes. And those mind games are really enjoyable to watch, and Khun is just, he's a realist, and I really appreciate that. And then we have one of White's other halves. This is the female counterpart, which is actually my favorite of them all. She, mainly because she lives by the beat of her own drum. She doesn't quite care what, you know, she doesn't let him boss her around, and I really appreciate that. Plus, she came clutch for Bam back in season 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and put her right before Dan in B tier. Okay, I don't quite remember this guy's name, but this is Hockney's friend from the Floor of Death. This dude's really cool, just chill guy, kind of like Arc Raptor, but I wouldn't put him quite on that level. I'm going to put him at the very top of C tier, just above Hell Joe. He's just a cool dude, but he doesn't seem like one that would, you know, tag along with the adventure moving forward. Just a cool guy, you know. And then we have Evan. Evan is awesome. I really like Evan. I'm going to put him at A tier. He's definitely a slept on character. A lot of the guides are. Personally, I don't know what it is with the guides, but I have like a low-key favoritism towards them. I just like their vibe. They're all very calm and collected, and they all know their way around everything, and they just seem like the best character to be around. Like legit, if I was climbing this tower, I would make sure I have a guide on me like at all times, because these people literally save their asses on every other chapter. Like, you can't sleep on these guys, especially Evan. He's actually like really strong too. I think at one point he said he's stronger than Yuri, and that really caught me off guard at that time, because I was like, wow, like crazy. He's been hiding his strength, like this, insane. Then we have this guy. This guy is a total simp. I know I gave Bam like crap in the last video saying he's a simp. I've since retracted that. This guy is a much worse simp than Bam ever was, and Bam is not a simp anymore. That's why he sees the A tier spot. This guy is a huge simp, however, for Yura. So for that, you get an F tier, buddy. Like, that's literally his entire character is just white knighting her, and I can't get behind that. Like, that's just kind of lame. Then we have Hedon. Hedon is one of the best or most interesting characters to me. For that, I'm going to put him at A tier, mainly because he rubs off as a end game character, if that makes sense. Like, he is a character that we will probably not see for a while, but he will definitely be showing up in the end game at the very end of the story. He seems like he has that vibe where he has a plan or he's plotting something, and that he's been around for a long time. Like, he's an ancient being or something like that. And it's interesting because he looks nothing like any other character that we've seen. Like, there are a bunch of characters that have like weird body features or look like animals or creatures. But normally when you see those, you may or may not see like more of them, like Paracule, whatever. Like, you see another guy that looks just like him. So it's implied that he's a race of some kind. But we haven't seen anyone that looks like Hedon. At least I haven't yet. So I'm interested to see like, where did he come from? What's his deal? And why is he like the first person you see? Like, he's just a person that is that literally welcomes everyone in the tower, it seems like. So he's definitely up to something, and I'm very intrigued about his character and where he goes. So he definitely deserves that A tier spot. Okay, moving on, we have another one of White's other halves. This one I don't quite remember too well, but I'm gonna put them at D tier just because I feel like a lot of White's other halves didn't quite get a ton of development outside of like 2. So I'm gonna put them at D tier just because I don't recall like anything significant happening with them. So yeah, and then moving on, we have this guy. This guy is just utter trash, terrible, top of F tier, easy, hands down. I don't even have to explain. You guys know what he did. You all know. That's an F tier right there. Moving on from that, we have Anak. Anak is an A tier. I would love to put Anak in S tier, but she unfortunately doesn't do quite a lot for the story or the plot. Like, honestly, the highlight of season 2 for her is literally her fight with Ran, and there's so many fights that like literally blow that fight out of the water at a certain point. So it kind of sucks, but hopefully we'll see more of her in season 3, or at least I will. I haven't read season 3 yet. That's why I keep saying that. So yeah, I'm very excited to see where Anak goes. And then we have Hockney. Hockney is very cool, very interesting character. Love his design, his eyes, the hair, the drape, or like the outfit he wears. Super sick. Really dig it. Gonna put him at B tier, just above like Dan. I really like this character. I would like for him to stick around for a lot longer. He just kind of, I wouldn't mind him being a part of the main group, to be honest with you. I really dig him. I think he has a lot of room to grow. Then we have Misang. Now, Misang kind of grew on me too. I did not like her at first. Or it's not that I didn't like her. It's that when I saw her and I was like, oh, it's just a little kid. This child's gonna be a burden. All she's gonna do is, you know, get other people in danger or hurt. And you kind of see a little bit of that when you first see Uruk Mazano, and she's kind of like Bam, I believe he rushes in to save her during the fight. And I feel like that was all her character was going to be. But thankfully, due to the time skip, she actually had a bit of a glow up. Like, she actually can take on some people. And towards the end of season 2, she was actually dropping bodies. And I was like, oh, okay, I see you. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually put her at the top of C tier. I don't like love her as a character, but she's growing on me. So definitely deserves top C tier. I'm one of the test administrators from season 2, like early season 2. I always thought this guy was really cool. His character design, the way he fights, and overall his demeanor, the way he just had that like I don't give a shit attitude. And he was like, listen, nah, this guy's dangerous. We're not letting him through the tower. I don't care what you say. Like, I really dug that about him. I'm gonna put him at C tier as well, just because we don't really see too much of him. But I'm gonna put him like right in front of Yura. And Ivankel is a savage. Honestly, I feel like she might become one of my favorites as well. I'm gonna put her at A tier just before Hedon. She didn't do like a crazy amount at the end of season 2, but she did enough to make me interested in her as a character, and she gives off those Yuri vibes, and I mainly want to know more about her. Like, how did she become an owner of like a floor? What's her deal with Han Sung Yu? Like, what's that relationship like? How did she, you know, come to be the way she is now? Like, she's just pure savagery, and I really like that, man. It's cool. And then we have Leroro. This dude was pretty sick. I really enjoyed him in the anime. His voice is amazing. I think he has the same voice as Overhaul in My Hero. I love that voice actor. He sounds so sick. This character is really dope. He gives me that vibe of like Kakashi or something, like Naruto, like just that character that's very laid back, chill, but he's behind the scenes, he's very observant. Like, he knows what's going on at all times, and he's trying to get down to the bottom of the way this tower works. And I just think that's a really cool way of writing him. I'm gonna put him above Dan. And we have Khun's father, Khun Idon Khun. This dude also really chill. I really liked him. Now keep in mind, this is the data version. I have not yet seen what he currently is like, but his data version was actually a chill dude. So I'm really interested to see what his actual version is like now, because he could be like totally effed up compared to that. I'm gonna put him just above her, yeah, like right behind Dan, because even though I like him, I don't think I like him as quite as much as I like Dan or Leroro or Hockney. I think it's a fitting place for him. Then we have Akka. I didn't really care for this character too much. They were okay. I'm gonna put like low C though, like right about, yeah, just low C. This guy was trash. And well, he's not trash. He's cool, but he got trashed on by my boy Rand, so you know he got mopped. I'm gonna put him at D tier. His design was really sick. His sword was sick. His personality was really cool, but he just kind of showed up to get bodied. So, you know, get good, kid. I'm gonna put you at a D tier. Then we have Refalejo or Refalejo. I don't know how to say his name. It just sounds cool, or it reads cool. This guy, dope character design. Love the way the mask looks. He seemed like a really formidable threat at the time, but then looking back, you're like, this dude is like nothing, bro. Like, this guy was just fodder. Like, just one of the normal dudes that you see in the current chapters. I'm gonna put him at C tier as well. I'm gonna put him like right here. Like, he was okay, you know, he did his thing, but I didn't love the character, so I think that's a fitting spot for him. Then we have King Jihad himself. Now, at the point in the story that I'm at, I haven't seen too much of him, but if we're going off design, this dude looks insane. Like, he looks like final boss level material. Like, you just traveled hundreds and hundreds of miles and on this long journey, and then this giant gargantuan beast of a man shows up as like your final battle before you can go home. That's literally the vibe you get from him, just from the short glimpse. You know, like, yeah, this guy's definitely endgame. He will definitely be like the final chapters of the series. But he's very far away. That's the thing. He is very, very far away, it seems. And because of that, I'm going to put him at like low B, just because we still don't know like too much about current Jihad and what he's like as a person. We just know that he does not like Bam. So yeah, I'm gonna put him at B tier for now. That could change on the flip of the dime though. And Sachi Faker. Sachi Faker is very cool. Great character design. Great, like the way they draw his power with like the vines and stuff. It just looks really sick. This guy's just the definition of cool. Like just a cool looking dude. I'm gonna also put him at B tier. I'm gonna put him right above Dan. I really like Sachi Faker. He's dope. This character, don't remember their name. I just know they're a trader, so they can hit that F tier. Yuri, yes, my girl Yuri Jihad. That is an instant S tier. I'm actually gonna put Yuri above Khun. Yuri is actually my favorite character. I know, that's crazy, right? I don't know. She's like, even though she's not in it a ton, every time she shows up, I don't know what it is with this girl. I smile every time I see Yuri. I just like her determination, her confidence, the way she carries herself. And that's one thing I have to compliment Tower of God on, like, immensely. And most manhwa too. Like, I know the tropes probably do exist somewhere, but what I'm noticing with a lot of manhwa and webtoons and stuff is that the characters aren't as tropey as they are in like anime. Like, you watch like 10 different anime and there will be tropes that carry over. Manhwa's not a lot like that. Characters are legitimately sophisticatedly written. Like, there's like not a single female character except for maybe like one or two in Tower of God that like aren't respectable. Like, I literally look at like look at all these women, dude. I look at these women and I'm just like, man, like, this is what I'm talking about. This is how you write female characters, bro. Because like Kaiser, Yuri, and Dorsey, Anak, like, I love these characters, bro. Like, and they like are more so than, you know, the male half or male counterpart. So yeah, props to Tower of God for writing some really engaging and great female characters. Because not a lot of series are doing that right now. So really appreciate that. We have Go Sang. I hate the way she looks, if I'm being honest, but I don't mind it. It's whatever. She hasn't gotten drawn in the recent chapters that I've seen. At least I don't think she has. So maybe they update her character design. She starts to look better. But when I just look at her right here, like, she looks like, I don't know, like a Johnny Test side character or something. Like, I know it sounds so bad, but like, that's literally what I think of when I see her characters. I'm like, oh my god, what is this goofy thing? I'm gonna put Go Sang right in the middle, like C tier. I didn't love this character or like this character a lot, but I thought the relationship that was building between her and Ilmar was pretty sweet. Like, you know, a little something cute there. I really dig that. Like, that was nice, like, end cap to the workshop battle, or sorry, the tournament before the workshop battle is like them going to like the parade and stuff. I was like, yeah, it's a little cute, I like that. Then we have Jin Sung Ha. This dude is no joke as well. I'm gonna put him at S tier as well. He's not my favorite of the people I'll put at S tier, but I really do like him. He has that mentor vibe. He you know, he hits like Jiraiya did in Naruto. Like, the way he sees over Bam and just wants the best for him, despite knowing what he has to do because of, you know, him being a regular and him being like a part of Foog and stuff. Like, he knows what Bam has to do, but, you know, he wants Bam to be happy at the same time. So he's going to go out of his way to be more lenient and not as harsh on him. And I really appreciate that. I do wish we would see more of that, though. Like, more of the training between them two and the bond that, you know, kind of built, because towards the end of season 2, something big kind of happens, and essentially there's a big emotional hit that could have hit a lot harder if we had seen more of that development. So but he's still a S tier for me. I really like this character. He just looks cool. Just a badass, man. How can you not like him? And then we have, look, rounding out the S tiers, bro, we have Dorsey, also sitting at a S tier. She's right behind Khun for my favorite. I really like Dorsey a lot. I feel like she is very unique. There's not too many like female characters in shows that are quite like her. Like, she fits the character type, or could fit the character type of a tsundere, but she is not like a tsundere at all. Like, she has those like moments. She's kind of the definition of like a ride or die. Like, she literally will stick with you till the end, and I really appreciate that. But she's not like lovey-dovey over Bam. Like, there's definitely something there, but she's not, you know, like in other animes where like the character is literally falling over for this guy. Like, she definitely gets that there are more important things at hand than romance and stuff like that. And I guess that's more instilled in her because she's a princess and she had to grow up, with these rules that you can't fall in love and stuff. So I think she's definitely really well written. Definitely one of my favorites. Moving on, we have Karaka. Now, Karaka, I really did not like at first when I first met him. I thought he was kind of annoying. He was a bit of a brat. When this dude showed up, all he was doing was just complaining about Bam and why Bam is getting everything. And he was talking to his master like, hey, like, you need a slayer? I'm a slayer right here. Like, why are you going after this kid and stuff like that? And I was like, man, this dude is annoying. All he's doing is like babysitting Bam. He's like just a glorified babysitter telling him what he can and can't do. And I was like, this dude's so annoying. But in the recent stuff, he's actually become a lot more interesting, and I actually like him a lot for that. I'm going to actually put him at an A tier. He kind of grew from like a D tier all the way up to A tier in the span of like 200 chapters. He's very cool, very interesting. Plus he has that deep connection with Jihad and Wangnan, so I don't know much about that yet, but I am very interested. Karaka is definitely up there. He's A tier for me. Next up, we have Quant. This dude was cool in the anime, like season 1, but since then he hasn't done a crazy amount. I see him like a little on par with Little, like he's like his side man, like his right hand man, but I don't quite like him as much as I like Little. I'm gonna put him at C tier, just about here. Yeah, that's about right. And then we have Novik. This dude always has been like really cool looking to me. He gives off like Fire Nation vibes. Like I know most of you have probably seen Avatar. Like he literally gives me like Mako from Legend of Korra. He looks just like him. Dig his character design. I wish he would fight more and do more stuff. But yeah, he's always been a sleeper for me. But he's definitely going to be sitting in the C tier. Going to put him like right behind Quant. And then we have Han Song-yu, or yeah, I think I'm saying that right. This dude's very cool. I didn't like him at first, to be honest. It wasn't until the Hidden Floor arc where we see like his younger counterpart where I was like, this dude's pretty cool. I'm gonna put him at B tier, just above here. Yeah, I still think Khun's father was cooler. Ilmar is very cool. I really like this dude. He's been MIA for quite some time. Because of that, he definitely missed out on a lot of like good character moments, but I think he's still worthy of the B tier. I'm gonna put him right here. And then we have the other princess. I think she's from the Lopo Bai family as well, but I don't quite know a lot about her, but I am interested. I'm gonna put her in mid C tier because I feel like she definitely has something going on, and when she pops up again, she'll be very interesting. So I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on her. Then we have Nia. Poor Nia, man. Didn't even get a chance to really, exist in the series that often. Unfortunately, that just kind of leaves me forced to put Nia in like C tier. I really liked the character for what little we saw, but like unfortunate stuff happened, and I'm gonna have to put Nia at a C tier. I'm gonna put like right below Akka. And the Prince. Dang, back to back with the hitters, man. Prince was very cool. I also didn't like him at first, but you're technically not supposed to like him at first. He's like one of those characters that's meant to grow on you. I'm also going to put him at C tier. I didn't love this character a lot, but I did like him more than most of the people in the C tier. I'm going to put him right here. Shibisu is awesome, dude. I want him to be like a part of the main group so bad. He also gives me those vibes of like Shikamaru in Naruto. He just has that calm, collected, very smart, and he doesn't look like the type of character you think he would be. Like on the outside, you think this guy's like trash. Like when you first see him in season 1, you're like, what is this guy? Like this guy can't do anything. But like when you see him go serious and really get determined about something, the dude's amazing. Like he's definitely top tier. I'm gonna put him very high B. He's gonna be sitting right in front of Arcaraptor. If this thing will work. There we go. Oh boy, the moment you've all been waiting for. Rachel. Where is Rachel gonna be on the tier list? So this is in a post season 2 finale world. Honestly, I could easily do the thing that every YouTuber, every person probably did, and just plop her down in F tier. But I have to be honest with myself. Rachel has become a lot more interesting as a character. Now, she's definitely not less annoying, but she's a lot more interesting. There's a lot of things about Rachel that lead me to less hating her and more so being frustrated with her. Like, I want to know more about her very badly, in a lot of ways more than Bam, just because she knows some things and is withholding information that is very important, and you don't even know if she's even lying. Like, is this the truth that she's spewing, or is she just manipulating him? We don't know. And the thing is, I feel like there's no way she was always this bad, right? Now, granted, I know I said in the last video, like, it can't get any worse, right? Well, what if she was a good person before? I want to know that, I want to figure that stuff out. And because of that, her intrigue has me very piqued. I'm going to put her in B tier, right about here, I think is a decent spot. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what is done with him. I'm very interested to see what is done with her moving forward. So you can hate on me if you want to, but I think B tier is an appropriate spot for her. Next, we have Rock, and Rock is top tier. I would love to put him in S tier, but I feel like A tier is more fitting for him. I'm going to put him like right above Karaka. Yeah. Then we have Lore, I forget how to say this guy's name. Honestly, I only remember most of his stuff from the anime. I don't know if he was more, charming or intriguing in the manhwa or webtoon. So I don't really have too big of an attachment to this guy, but I'm willing to put him like high D. That's being generous. Like I just don't really, have anything. I mean, he's just very one trick. Like, he just likes to sleep, and that's cool and all, but it's only funny like the first few times, to me at least. Then we have Ran, top tier, man. My boy Ran. I'm gonna put Ran at high B tier. I really like Ran. I think he's like right around Hockney. Like, I'm gonna put Hockney ahead of him though. That's a good spot. And then there's Boro. This guy, he was okay. He's definitely one of those characters that just kind of tags along for the ride. And there's a lot of characters like that in Tower of God. Like, it's definitely a series where there's a ton of characters, and a lot of them, of course, have the common interest of climbing the tower. So it makes sense that they would just kind of tag along for the ride, especially when you see someone like as powerful as Bam and you see his group. You're like, yeah, I think I'll just stick with this guy, make things easier on yourself. I didn't love him or like him that much, so he's definitely a C tier for me. Gonna put him like right behind Novik. Hwaryun. Hwaryun is awesome. I would love to put her at S tier. I really do. Character design, amazing. Personality, amazing. But I don't quite know too much about her. Like, I feel like she's too quiet, too secretive. And I'm just waiting for those chapters where she really opens up and, explains herself, why she joined Foog, why she believes in the cause, what's her backstory, what's her deal. I want to know more about her. But I think she's still interesting enough to stick at the A tier spot. So I'm going to put her right before Hedon. Next up is the Candy Chick. I really don't like this character, like, at all. I think she's also just like Boro, like one of those characters that just tags along for the ride. But I don't really see her as being too important or, too likable for me. Next is the God of Guardians. I don't know if this guy has like an actual name officially, but very cool design, cool lore. The guy doesn't like have too much personality. It's mainly based off design. I'm ranking him. I'm gonna put him at C tier. Put him like right above Waka. Then there's this character. If I'm remembering correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the character that Yuri was getting information from. Like, she's also a princess, the one that was like playing the video game console and stuff. I think that's her. If it is, I am very interested to see what she's about, because she seems to know a lot, and she seems to also be scheming behind the scenes, with the whole Hell Train ticket situation. I'm gonna put her in the middle of C tier, just because I don't quite know what her deal is, but I am, mildly interested. Then we have Beta. Beta is very cool. Beta with a B gets a B. I like his design. It's really sick. Even when he started out as an antagonist, I thought he was really cool, really interesting. Unfortunately, he didn't get to do too much because he was like relegated to being just in a lighthouse for the whole Hell Train. But I definitely like him as a character. He's very cool. Oh, we're almost done here. We have Caliban. Now, this dude is also insane. Just like in Vonkel, insanely powerful, very strong. I didn't get to see too much of him. Just like in Vonkel, he appears at the end of season 2. But I can already tell this dude's going to be major in season 3. I'm going to put him in B. I'm very excited to see what his deal is. What's going to happen between him and Bam in season 3. Like, what's that going to look like? But yeah, he's definitely a problem. This character, I don't quite remember her name, but she was the follower, like the one of the main followers of Kaiser. She's very cool, actually. Cooler than you probably expect. Like, based off of how I'm rating these characters, you probably expect me to put her at C tier. I'm actually going to put her at B. Very low B, though. I really liked her. I thought she could have followed, like, the main cast and joined them if she wanted to. But, of course, she stayed at the name tag place. But I thought she was pretty cool. I thought she definitely had the ability to just kind of join our main group, and I would be completely okay with it. Next up, there's Hots. I've always liked this dude. Like, ever since I watched the anime, I thought he was cool. I was like, this dude, I mean, like, he's a swordsman. How can you not like him? Great character design, and it only gets better over time. Like, once you see him post time skip, and his outfits just get way more sick. I really like him. He didn't get to do like a crazy a lot. He had that like mini character arc where he was learning how to deal without having his sword and stuff. I'm gonna put him at low B tier, probably like right around here. Just middle of the road. I really liked him, but he's just not quite where I would like for him to be. This is the other sister as well. I'm just gonna put her next to her because I'm like equally interested about both of them. They both seem to have bad blood with Dorsey for some reason. This guy, I don't really care for this guy. Sorry, I just really don't. This dude's like easy D tier. Like I just don't know anything about him. Like, he pops up, he's with the flaming guy. Like, the guy just fired this dude. Like, honestly, I forgot to put him in Meh. That's actually where he belongs. Right there next to his buddy. I just don't really care for these two characters at all. Sorry. Enryu. Oh, we're getting to like the crazy characters now. Enryu. Oh man, like, this is one of those characters that, like, just off of sheer premise, backstory, presence alone makes them like instantly interesting. We know next to nothing about this dude other than that he showed up one day, took out an administrator, and dipped out. And like, that is the most like badass backstory that you could set up for someone, and it just leaves you waiting and hungering for the moment, because there's going to be a moment where he pops up in a chapter and he's going to wreck shit up. I'm definitely going to put him at high B tier. Just like how I have Jihad here, and this guy here, he's like very, very interesting. Like, I just can't wait to see him pop up whenever that will be. Just based off that alone, I think it's worthy of a B tier. And next up, it's Yurik Mazno. A lot of people really wanted to get my thoughts on Yurik. Yurik is very cool. He's not exactly what I expected, to be honest. A lot of you in the comments built him up as like this super like stoic badass character. At least that's how I read a lot of the comments, thinking he was going to be like that. He ended up being the exact opposite. He's very much just a dude, like a very cool, chill, laid back guy that just so happens to be like the strongest man in the tower, and he doesn't have an ego about himself, which I really like. He's very humble. Even the stuff with Hell Joe and how he was very concerned about Hell Joe and how he became to be the way he was. I really appreciated that, because he could have easily been the generic, cocky, too strong for his own ego type of character. So I really appreciate that he wasn't built up that way. Now, personally, he's not an S or an A for me, but he is a pretty high B. I'm going to put him right above Data Jihad. So yeah, I know I might get a lot of hate for that one in the comments, because a lot of people love this character. I feel like I haven't seen quite enough of him for me to put him at A or S. But I do like him. I do want to see where he goes from here. Next up is Wangnin. I love this character. I can't wait for him to get more to do. He honestly feels like the second protagonist in a way. Like, he's what I would have liked Bam to be as far as like a character type. Like Bam, it took him a while to get where he is right now. Whereas Wangnan is what I wish Bam was at the beginning of the series. I wish he was more like him. Wangnan has more depth. He gets angry, he gets frustrated, and overall he just feels more like a human character to me. Bam, it took a while for me to get that out of him. Like before, he just felt, you know, very like bland. So I'm gonna put Wangnan at A tier. I'm gonna put him like right above Karaka. Next up is White. White is really sick. I love his character design. I love how sadistic and messed up he is. Just overall a great villain. I'm gonna put White at A tier as well. I'm gonna put him right above Invankel. And we're gonna just speed through these next two. We have Jaja. Now Jaja is like, I just like this character. I like the character design. I like the name, the way it rolls off the tongue. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Just like Xia. Just reads cool. Jaja. But this character doesn't really do a lot. But for some reason, I just have a sweet spot for this character. I'm gonna put her at high C, like right above El Joe and this dude. Like, I'm sorry, I just like the way the character looks, the way she acts. I wish they could have did more with her kind of resenting Bam and like how he's acting towards Foog and stuff. I wish they would have went more in detail with that, but I'm okay with it. I just like this character. I want her to stick around more. And then last, but certainly not least, we have Iwa. Iwa, very cool character. Doesn't have too much to do, but I think she will start having more to do in season 3 based off of current events. So I'm going to put her in B tier right above Dan, and that completes our tier list. Now, this video is probably extremely long. I wanted to get it out of the way before I do the season 2 discussion, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be asking me, what are your thoughts on Invankel? What are your thoughts on Caliban? What are your thoughts on these characters? I just want to make sure I got this video out of the way so you guys know where I stand and how I feel. And this is the tier list. This is what it is. You can roast me in the comments. I know there's going to be some characters in the C, D, F tier that you're going to be like, what? How do you not like this person? How do you not like that person? Well, opinions exist for a reason. If you guys enjoyed this video and would like to see something similar or more Tower of God, then go ahead, leave a like, comment down below, all that stuff. Really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time.